Alright people, what's going on? My name is Denonu, aka the man with black privilege. And I'm gonna apologize, right out the gate. I got this mean ass cold and it's kind of stifling my voice, so I'm hoping I don't sound too messed up. But anyway, in this video here, we're gonna be talking about good old Master Chief, Mr. 117, aka Halo. Because I know that's dropping next week. I know I plan to get it as soon as I get $60 in my pocket, but what I'm going to talk about is the franchise in general, and how I think it could move going forward and what my hopes are with Halo, to be honest. Even though I haven't really played the multiplayer since Halo 4, but I truly love, Halo. It's one of my favorite games, as pretty much I assume that a lot of you guys are too. I mean, Halo, for lack of a better word, is very grand in its excuse me, in its design, and it holds a warm fuzzy place in your heart whenever you think about it, because unlike other shooters, let's say take Battlefield or even Call of Duty, for instance, Halo has a majestic feel to it. And it's one of those games where you don't just play Halo, and I tell my friends this whenever we talk about it. I was like, you don't just, like, I can say Call of Duty, like, oh, you know what? I played Modern Warfare 4. I played, well, not Modern Warfare 4, Modern Warfare 2. I mean, damn, I don't even think they made 4. Must be slipping. But, like I can say I played Modern Warfare 2. I played Battlefield. It was a great game. I played Bad Company 2. It was like, I can never say I played Halo. It's, you experience Halo. You live Halo. Halo, for lack of a better word, like I said before, it's majestic. It's inspiring, for a lot of people. Whether you, let's say, play the multiplayer or not. I know a lot of times people will have fond memories of the multiplayer gaming, that they do. But Halo has a lot more than that. Halo has always been about the story, the lore, the additional stuff besides the game that kind of sort of makes it have a grand scope and appeal that most shooter games will never dream to get. No matter how big COD is and how much money it makes, it can never be Halo. In some ways, Halo is far more important as far as what it's done to the industry and as far as to consoles and FPS games than COD will ever do. And yeah, COD makes them more money, and I know I've said this in commentaries before, but COD doesn't have people's respect. Halo does. I know people always wonder, like, well, how come other, developers don't ever make shooters? Why don't somebody make a COD clone and just copy it? But, it's because they don't have no respect for it. COD is like the bottom barrel of shooters when it comes to, developers' respects. Not so much when it comes to the gamers' respects, but, because people still play it and millions of people buy it every year, things like that. But as far as how people respect it, I mean, COD is treated like that one chick who goes and sleeps around and then wants people to fall in love with her. It's like, no, it's not going to happen. People aren't going to respect you. You know what I'm saying? And going forward, I honestly want Halo. I know Halo can never come back to be in the same days where, let's say, like Halo 2 and Halo 3 was. I know it's not going to do that. Because, for instance, COD is in the same place, let's say, where Halo was a few years ago, and they have to change things up. Halo, when Halo changed things up, when they did that with, excuse me, when they did that with, let's say, Halo Reach, they got away from the norm. And when they did that, they split their community right down in two. Like, me personally, I was always somebody, I can appreciate the older Halo games, let's say like Halo 1, 2, and 3, and how they played, all hip firing, dual wielding, aim for the head. I can appreciate all of that. Loved it. But I was always somebody who felt like, why can't I get a modernized FPS Halo game? And that's something that Halo was not. Halo has always been like an arena, old school kind of sort of game. And if you were somebody who, let's say, grew up with that, like I know me myself, I grew up playing FPS games. I grew up playing the first FPS game. So to me, when I play Halo, it feels old. I can respect it, but the game just feels old because I've been playing those games for like 20 years before Halo came out. So it's you know, I personally always felt that Halo should move on, should modernize. I actually liked Halo 4. I know a lot of people who liked Halo didn't, because they didn't like the loadouts, they didn't like the ordnance drops, they didn't like the modernized tools to make Halo, you know, be modernized like that. They didn't like none of that. And I've always been somebody like, you know, I've always been somebody to understand that games have to change with the times. Just like anything else, you can't keep making the same game year in, year out. I mean, look at COD. I remember telling my friends about Call of Duty and how it was going to grow stagnant with people because that's what happens. You have to change things up. Otherwise, people are going to get tired of it. And yeah, you may rake in new gamers year in, year out. But even still, you know, people are going to get tired of it after a while. And that's what happened with them. That's why they're introducing fucking Destiny Supers and fucking Call of Duty. Nobody would have ever guessed that shit was going to happen before Destiny came out. But Destiny came out. And even though I harp on that game so much, that is the complete shit of an FPS game. They did change the game. They pulled a COD 4 when Halo was out. With kill streaks, when COD 4 came out, people jumped on that. They got on board, changed the game. So now other games have kill streaks. Destiny came out with supers. Yeah, it's kind of like a shitty, overpowered mechanic, but people, for some reason, find it fun nowadays. All the people who grew up with the 360. So other developers are following suit. That's the way it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. And I just find that Halo has to, with this new one, like I said before, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but I don't ever script these things. I just get on the mic and talk. So to me, I find that it makes it more personable, so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. But Halo, to me, even though they tried to change things up with Halo 4, they realized that, okay, maybe we changed it too much. And even though I personally liked those changes, I know that a lot of the fan base didn't. So they have to go with what their fan base wants. So they're trying to make the whole arena esports thing that I don't even know why they're appealing to esports, but hey, it is what it is. They have to gather a new audience back, because people who played Halo 3 aren't probably liking this new one all that much, even though it's a step closer to what they like. But most of those people who grew up playing Halo 3, you either don't like Halo no more because you had 2 or 3 games of Halo not being Halo in your mind, if you're one of those people who love Halo 3 and always think of Halo as playing like Halo 3 or Halo 2 for that matter. It's just that they have to change it. And a lot of those hardcore Halo fans, they're not going to come back and play Halo no more. So Halo has to find a new audience. And that's the only thing I'm hoping for with this new one. I know it's not going to change the game. Honestly, I don't think it is. It's not going to come out and blow fans away. It's not going to beat Black Ops in terms of numbers. It's not going to revolutionize the way people play FPS games. You know, people aren't going to be pumped about Halo like when Halo 3 was out, when Halo was fucking everywhere. You aren't going to get none of that with this new one, honestly. I just think that they can take their game, move the story forward, which I see that they're doing, and I'm loving that fact. Like, as far as story, I know I made a commentary last week talking about how story's not in games no more. And as a hardcore gamer that's passionate about his hobby, that kind of sort of pisses me off. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're making those decisions. But so Halo is a game that's actually sticking to its story and having a well-written story that they're marketing and putting in work to make it bigger and better. In addition to having a multiplayer game, they're trying to pump this game up full of content. So, I mean, the most that I can see them doing with Halo is they have to build a new audience. That's the most thing, that's the most I can see them doing. If they can build up an audience, I just don't want to see Halo grow stagnant again. Like I said, I know it's not going to overtake COD. I know it's not going to change the game. But if they can come out with a game that's working, unlike the fucking Master Chief Collection, if they can come out with a game that's working, if they can come out with a product that is fun enough to where people will play it and keep on playing it into the next 2 or 3 years, then they're good. Because that's what I think the problem is going to be. You have all of these big shooter games that's coming out now, and I don't think a lot of people are going to switch from their shooter of choice, whether that's Battlefield, whether that's COD, whether that's, you got Battlefront coming out also. So I just want Halo to maintain at least somewhat of a big enough audience to have a voice in the FPS community. Because if it doesn't, I think it's going to honestly die out after 6 months, and then people aren't going to be playing it anymore. And I honestly think that it will get a decent enough audience. Microsoft has marketing Halo for like the longest time. Like, that's all you see in like advertisements. They've been marketing the whole Chief versus Locke thing. They've been getting the trailers out there. So they're doing their damn thing with Halo as far as marketing. So, I mean, they're marketing that like Activision pushed Destiny, where it was like everywhere and shit. So I honestly just want Halo to have a great audience that people can pick up and play for years on end. That's honestly, that's the most I'm gonna ask for out of the game. I'm not gonna ask it to be the greatest thing in the world. I don't expect it to be. I just want to, have a Halo game to play for 2 years. I just want to wait for the next one. But anyway, sorry for rambling on. I know this has been a longer video, but I'm typically known for doing these kind of sort of things. But anyway, if you guys want to let me know down in the comments what your thoughts about Halo 5 is, or about Halo in general, or where you think the community is heading, or anything in general about video games, please do let me know down there in the comments. My name is Denonu, aka the man with black privilege, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.